think there is any poverty in Singapore?
Yes.
Yes, please example.
Okay, yes, I think so. I've seen a couple of those beggars around in Chinatown on the bridges. So those people have no jobs and they have to beg for money and beg for food. So I guess that's a form of poverty. As well as some families which have a lot of students, children, and then they are not able to provide enough money for them in terms of education, in terms of food, or in terms of space. They all cram into one 3-room flat. Yeah.
Why do we have poverty?
Because of the unequal distribution of wealth. Because if there is a cycle, if they don't get education, they are unable to land proper jobs. And if they don't get jobs, they don't get money, right? Or even if they have jobs, it's very low paying. So they end up not being very educated. They have too many children, and then they don't have enough money to support them. So it's a full cycle. Most of them will be trapped in this vicious cycle of poverty.
What do you think the Singapore government can do to control poverty?
They probably can offer help or assistance schemes for the lower educated people, or for those families who actually have too many children and they cannot have sufficient income to support them. So for example, like food coupons for them to actually collect food without having to pay for it. Then the extra money that they earn can go into their education so that they can get out of this cycle.
Do you think there's any poverty in Singapore?
Yes, I think there's poverty in Singapore. Okay, examples. Well, I see some people, some handicapped person, or those like special needs. They sell tissue paper or they play musical instrument at the streets, then begging for money, or even go around ask for money, or something like that.
What do you think the Singapore government can do to control poverty?
Yeah, I think that the Singapore government can send a group of people to find this kind of people, then give them place to live and give them proper foods and attire all, and after that and obviously healthcare lah. Give more attention to them and then have mercy to them.
Do you think there is any poverty in Singapore? If yes, give example. If no, do you think the Singapore government has done enough to control poverty? Why do we have poverty? What causes poverty? Examples. So I think Singapore currently is now facing a problem that we do have a poverty. Some of the residents, they are living under the bottom line in our society. Like, as such, some of them maybe work as a cleaner, some of them maybe work as security guards. Maybe they will have a chance to have a big fortune, like for example, strike a body, but the chances is very low. So I think our government has done enough to prevent the poverty, but still we are still facing poverty because of some sorts of issues. For example, they are maybe facing some financial issues, like some of them being cheated by others. They lost their properties. They maybe get stuck into like for example loan shark or gambling debts or whatsoever, and maybe somehow their investment has failed, and these are so many other issues around. And I do believe that if only we can deal with the poverties with more determination, we are able to deal with that. As for poverties among our environments that we have experienced, I myself, for example, I think we are now getting better and better, and the financial status of every one of us has become more and more stable, and I think this poverty issue will slowly become no longer an issue for Singapore. Thank you.
Poverty in Singapore?
I do agree that there's poverty in Singapore, but as you can see, no matter which country they face, there will be poverties that exist in the countries. But from what I see, in my own opinion, I feel that Singapore is one of the few countries that has a lesser amount of population or poverties that exist.
Why do we have poverty?
In order for the economy of the country to keep growing, the government makes sure that there must be a certain population that must be classified under poverty for the country to go well. And it's making sure that there must be people who work under certain industry.
What causes poverty?
Poverty occurs when people cannot keep up with the standard of living, and their monthly income is not able to support the standard living of the families itself.
Is there poverty in Singapore?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Very good.